I'm Black Dragon, National President of the Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation. I've been involved with motorcycles since I was about 5 years old, developing a love for them, insatiable and impossible to cure. I joined the motorcycle club early in life when I was still a young man in the United States Navy Submarine Force, where I became involved with the mighty Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation. I've been a full patch brother of the Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club for close to 27 years and the national president for 7 years. One of the things I like to talk about is motorcycle club protocol, motorcycle club policy, and I consider myself a policy wonk. I like to teach and stress those things that keep us doing these things in the motorcycle club lifestyle and keep it as pure as possible. I often like to talk about some of the responsibilities of club officers. And today we're going to talk about the road captain. The road captain is one of the most vital members of the motorcycle club because the road captain is responsible for ensuring that the motorcycle club does one thing, and that is get to point A, from point A to point B, looking like, feeling like, and being a motorcycle club. Strong, professional, hardcore, great-looking riders. Some idiot is driving through the neighborhood with his music blasting, so he grabbed my attention. I feel like going and breaking every bone in his body, but we'll move on. The road captain is essential to the motorcycle club because the road captain performs the functions of making sure that everybody gets from point A to point B safely. And the road captain also makes sure that all of the protocol is followed, that the route is planned. How you doing? The route is planned, and that the members are operating in a good way, making the motorcycle club look great. You see, the motorcycle club looks great when it's on the road. That's when it looks the best, because that's what we do, we ride. So if the road captain is a piece of garbage, the motorcycle club looks like a piece of garbage. And so we like the motorcycle club to look great, we like the motorcycle club to operate great, and that is done through a sharp road captain. Now, in some motorcycle clubs, the road captain is given incredible authority. In some bylaws, you'll see that the road captain is actually the president while the motorcycle club is on the road. The president turns the motorcycle club over to the road captain, and he doesn't get it back until the motorcycle club has gotten to where it's supposed to be safely. So this road captain, who's normally a junior person in the motorcycle club in terms of a junior officer, has a whole lot of responsibility. And what we want to talk about today is one of the things that a road captain should be doing is making sure that the motorcycles in his club are operating safely and mechanically sound. One motorcycle that goes down in the pack can take everybody down. So the road captain in many motorcycle clubs has the ability to ground you and tell you your motorcycle is not moving in the pack until you get it right. So one of the things I wanted to do was how to check a motorcycle to make sure that it's up and running and functionally safe. So we're going to go through some things here that you should be looking for if you're a road captain and you're coming up on one of your members' motorcycles and you want to make sure that it's kind of safe. So one of the things you want to do, we're just going to come and we'll take a visual look. You're going to look at the pipes and make sure that there's no holes in them, they're not cracked, and most of all, they're not ready to fall off. So if it's cool, you might take it and shake on it and kind of get underneath and look and make sure that the exhaust system is sound and that it'll be on the motorcycle and nothing is about to fall off. So you might check both sides. Doing a visual inspection. You want to look for things that might be loose. Might come and shake a member's bike. Come and shake, make sure that things aren't loose. And you're just looking for overall safety. Another things you want to do is you want to check out the chain or the belt. You want to make sure that it's tight, it's not frayed, that it has good wear on it, that it's not bunching up anywhere, and that the overall it's not greasy. The overall function is good. You want to look at the tires. Make sure that your member has gray tires. And the road captain can assign fines and make sure that folks are fined unless they get their bike together. You can ground the folks. I'm sorry you don't get to ride this on this onion skin. In America, we call onion skins tires that look like the skin of an onion. You might want to come through and you're just checking to make sure things look good, checking to make sure that there's good operation here. You might want to check the brake fluid on the bike. Make sure that the member has good brake fluid. You can look here in the sight glasses to make sure that the various oil levels are where they should be. Some of your members will have accessories. You might want to check these accessories out to make sure they're tight. Things like this. This is a throttle lock to lock the throttle in place. Well, you might want to make sure it's installed properly. Things like this. This is a what we call a get back braid, or a good get back whip. And some of these things can be really long, or like on this motorcycle, if this get back whip was longer, it would actually get caught in the pipes here and burn. As you can see, that's happened. Or it might get caught in the chain or the that strap. What do you call those things? And cause you to wreck your bike. Now on this one, the strap is a lot longer on this side, but you want to make sure that it's on. It's not raggedy, not about to fall off, and not about to cause any kind of impediment that would make someone wreck and hurt themselves. Again, you might come and check. You know, on a lot of Harleys, you'll find that these linkages are bad, and they go bad all the time, and you got to replace these on the highway. So before you get out and running, you might check your guys to make sure. A lot of guys will put accessories on their bike. Like here we have these accessories that go on, and they might not have their cords good, or their cords may be ready to come down into this area, get hot and burn up. So that might be something that you check. Now, the optimum time to check a person's air in their tires is every week. They should be checking the air in their tires every week. And so a good road captain has a pressure gauge and can come here and check the air. You're going to look at the tires, make sure the tires are good. And a lot of guys, when they ride, they have just a terrible looking windshield, and they don't clean their windshields. And this is bad for the pack. When you're riding in the pack and it's night, something like that, a guy can't see out of his windshield, he can take the whole pack down. So if you got a guy that doesn't really keep a good, orderly, clean motorcycle, you get on his butt and have him clean this. If these go too long without being clean, they'll kind of get yellowish, and you'll have to use some type of a solution. Now on this bike, the seat is tearing, and this can be interesting problem because this is a heated seat. So water in that seat could cause you all kinds of trouble. And as a road captain, you may tell this guy, hey man, until you get your seat fixed, let's get some tape and tape this up. Most people do not know the rating of their motorcycle. For instance, this motorcycle can carry 600 pounds. But this motorcycle, which is a Goldwing, is a little bit bigger. This motorcycle can only carry 400 pounds. Well, they both weigh about 1,000 pounds, and each one looks about the same. But if you don't know the rating on your motorcycle and how much weight it can carry, you have your 300-pound self on here, you have your 200-pound girlfriend on here, you're already at 500 pounds. The bike can only carry 600. So now you want to fill these bags up with 100 or 200 pounds worth of weight, and now you're way over what the capacity that your motorcycle can carry. That can cause you great trouble on the highway when now you're going to run on these tires and you think you're going to run at 110 miles an hour. Now these tires are not made to take that heat, the friction, and that weight. And so now you have a tire that blows out at 100 miles an hour because you overloaded your bike. So these are things that a road captain knows. You come through here and you check the braiding, make sure these lines look good, make sure that these kinds of clips are where they're supposed to be as you're looking at the bike. You want to make sure that all the plastics and moldings are correct and these kinds of things operate correctly. On this bike, you can see there was something there, and you come over here and you realize that, oh my goodness, the plastic thing that was there is gone now. So maybe you want to investigate that and find out what might have happened. You want to reach in here and check the smoothness of this, of your brake pads and calipers, and you might want to check your, like I said, your brake, and you're going to check the clutch levels, fluid levels. So now that you've visually inspected your member's bike and you've looked all over it, and you've made sure that things are operating correctly, now you'll want to have your member turn on his light system. So you'll come back and you'll make sure that all the lights are working. So the left and right lights, brake lights, marker lights. Yes, this is a job, but it's your job. You picked it. You wanted to be road captain, so this is what you should be doing. One way to check all the lights is have the member turn on the emergency lights, the emergency blinkers. You can check to see that they're working. These will also test the brake lights so that you can test the brake lights without having to actually be back there. Now you'll have the member start their motorcycle to see how that operation is going. This one won't start. I wonder why that is. So in this particular instance, we got an issue. Are we in gear? We're not in gear. Wow. Well, for the purposes of this, for the purposes of this demonstration, this bike is SOL. In any case, we would. I wonder if the battery. That must be what it is. The battery must be dead. So we're going to come in here and look and see if the cigarette lighter was left on, and it doesn't seem that it was. So here we are about to go on this trip, and we got a guy with a dead motorcycle. Oh, I know why it's dead. It's dead because I turned the... Okay, stupid one on me. All right. You got to know how to turn the ignition on. All righty. I wouldn't have messed that up, you know, if I hadn't been trying to show you guys how to do it. All right, so now we're going to test some things like the blinkers and the horn. And we're listening for the bike. Make sure that we don't hear any weird things. Looking at the tachometer, looking at the battery. Is the battery charged? And it is. It's at 14. So you got alternators doing its job. Got the tachometer. We got fuel. It's looking good. So, is the horn working? Horn's working great. So we'll check the high lows. And we'll check the high beams and low beams. And we'll check the halogen light. Everything is looking and sounding good. So we know this member has good tires. We know the member has good brakes, good calipers. Another thing we want to check is in here. Is does the member have oil leak in here on the forks? Is there a fork seal leak? You want to look under the bike. Is there any oil on the ground? The member's bike is looking really good. And as the road captain, I'm pleased that your bike looks good, sounds good, and you're ready to go with us on the trip. So I've looked over your bike. I give you the thumbs up, and I go on to the next one. Now, if you got 50 bikes in your group, you might have a chore. So that's where the assistant road captain comes in. But a good road captain is always on top of his members' motorcycles. If you're constantly checking them and you know the condition of the motorcycle, you might not even have to check it for this run because you checked it yesterday. So, I'm Black Dragon, and that's my take on how a road captain checks a motorcycle to make sure that the motorcycle is going to be good to ride in the pack. It's going to operate safely, and is going to be good for all of us. Listen, you can tune into my videos anytime, and if you like them, please hit the like button, like the page, and share it. And don't forget to pick up my books, Prospect's Bible, How to Prospect for a Traditional Motorcycle Club, the PRO's Bible, Public Relations Officer Motorcycle Club Bible, Public Relations for a Motorcycle Club, and also the Prospect's Bible for Women's Motorcycle Clubs. You can get all those on Amazon, and my name is John E. Bunch II. We really appreciate you guys tuning in, and have a great and wonderful weekend. Ride hard, and keep the rubber side down.